I love you guys.
Dance off, bro. I have the high ground.
Expecto Patronum!
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor. Tribe of Nerds.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Kevin, Sarah, and I are now moving on to talking about Transformers, our next movie franchise, which we'll see how I feel about it as we go through this review, but Sarah and Kevin might have more glowing reviews. The Rotten Tomatoes score, the critics did not like the original Transformers. They gave it a 57%.
Rude.
What?
Rude.
And
That,
but the
weird.
audience,
I feel like those are some fucked up stats.
well, the audience gave it an 85%, so they were
Okay.
they were pretty far apart. And the box office, it made 709.7 million. So made a decent amount in 2007.
Yeah.
So
That'll
loved
buy
it.
you a
It was
couple
great.
HelloFresh
Yeah.
boxes.
Well, let's talk about our impressions. What do you guys think of Transformers?
No, Jake. You. Come on, Jake.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay.
Yes,
go for it.
Jake.
Okay, listen, I think the action is pretty cool, especially for a 2007 movie. I think the VFX is really good, especially for a 2007 movie. I mean, they made like the Transformers and like the Autobots and the Decepticons, they made them look really good. Like, I think this movie deserves a lot of credit. I think we wouldn't have certain things of today's movies if like Transformers hadn't come along and like done what it did with the VFX. However, I think the characters had little substance. I just aside from the Transformers, like, you know, but like you came to see them, so like
Were we not looking at the same Megan Fox legs? Because there was so much substance.
okay,
in those legs.
but like in terms of being an actual character, all Megan Fox was in this movie is eye candy.
Legs?
Like,
That was
Drove the
fine.
wrecker. What are you talking about?
Right? What? She
okay.
was nice enough to not want to sit in the driver's seat when B was driving. So I feel like that was nice.
And I'm referring to the eye candy as how she was treated, like by the writing of the movie. So like,
Well, that's to be honest, not to burst your bubble, that's just a big thing with her career. Like she got typecasted a lot. So like it wasn't like that's just how she was portrayed.
That's fair.
She was hot doing it.
Oh, I'm not denying that she's a beautiful woman, but and then yeah, just very cheesy. Michael Bay clearly was a horn dog. Really wanted the horniness throughout this movie, and then just like the jokes of like the potty humor, literally potty humor. You literally have Transformers peeing on somebody. So yeah, that's just it didn't work for me as much as I think it probably does for you guys.
I feel like if you were born even like 5 years, if you were 5 years older, you would like it so much more. Just like in that time, like I just don't understand why you don't like it. Like, not to shit on you too, Kevin, but like you guys love, like you can be like, oh, the guy with fucking a fire dick, whoa, like, but you can't get behind. You can't get behind like whatever. You can't get behind like some cars that transform. Like that is so much more realistic and like a thing that could like actually happen. Like in this day of age of technology, like it really could happen. But like I don't know, even like you shit on some of like the humor, like it was just so good back then. Things were just simpler back then. It didn't have to be like, as much as I like Deadpool, it didn't have to be all this rapid fire, like action, this, everything has a deep undertone, like something so simple like this. And the stay off my carpet, like those things are just memorable being as simplistic as they are. So like as a movie as a whole, like I do like it. And like the star-studded cast this movie had was just kind of like Deadpool. Just think of all the huge names that were in this movie. Just huge names, and like Shia LaBeouf was at his peak at this time.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
Right. This was
he's a
Shia LaBeouf
great
at
actor.
his career high.
right
Yeah.
after it being a Disney Channel star, and like Holes as well. Like this was right after that. So yeah, it definitely was for sure his height of his career.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with Jake. So I think the rest of the movies after this, up until Bumblebee, don't live up to this first. Like this first one is, I was such a nerdy little like happy 20-something-year-old watching this movie in the theater. Like it just made me so happy. It made me so happy that I have multiple. Like here's a Bumblebee right here. Here's a Bumblebee. This one doesn't transform. However, this one does. See, like there's a little Bumblebee face, right? And not only do I have those two, I have this one. This one transforms. And look, you press the little button.
It fucking beeps. Awesome. You would. It sounds like you just changed the batteries in that or something. Chris.
Listen, I loved it so much. And like I'm rewatching it and I'm like, this is clearly a flawed movie, right? Like this is perfect. I understand that. I understand that from like a cognitive level. But like it's just so much fun. And like it's stupid and makes no sense, but it's like they cram so much stupid that doesn't make sense that it works, right? Like you have this side story of the hackers trying to figure out the code going up, like, and it's just enough to like distract you from how ridiculous the whole situation is, right? Like in future movies, they take themselves too seriously and like it doesn't work out as well. Mm-hmm. But like this one is just like,
right, like the dirty little robot, like like it's just funny. Like I love all their little side characters. Yeah, or like the dog peeing on the leg. Like it's funny.
And this one also does the thing that this one does better than like all future ones until Bumblebee. Bumblebee is a good Transformers movie. So they actually like design the Autobots and the Decepticons like look different. So like you can tell when they're fighting who's who, right? Future movies abandon that. And it's real frustrating, and it's just like giant chunks of metal mashing into each other, and that's not great. But like this one, like you can tell like the colorful ones are the good guys and like the gray pointy ones are the bad guys. Mm-hmm. And yes, it's ridiculous when he's like, no, those were called the Decepticons. Like why on earth, why in the universe would another planet in English name a like faction of their planet the Decepticons? That doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. But like it's like I said, I think there's enough going on that like you get distracted from that really quickly. Like, you know, like I just love it. It just makes me happy. And I understand it's not great, but I just love it.
Listen, I have movies that I'm probably higher on than you guys as well. Higher than I should be, but I don't know. I just couldn't get into it with this one. But
let me work on transforming this one while you talk, and maybe that'll change your mind. Because this fully transforms into a robot.
But I like that. I like that.
You have to keep it in frame though, because I feel like you would just take it out of frame and then pull up your other shitty one.
but
they're very different. They're not even the same size.
Mm-hmm.
But like
That's
I said,
what he said.
I like the aspect of the Transformers themselves. I think they work. If this had been bad CGI, then nothing works in this movie. But like it does work. So I will give it credit for that. I think like I'm trying to think who my favorite Transformer in the movie. I mean, like obvious answer is like Optimus Prime or Bumblebee, but like any other thoughts on favorite Transformers in this movie?
Gee, I don't know who my favorite is.
Yeah, I know, right?
See, okay, so here's the little one. Here's the big one. There's a noticeable, so like this one is going over here, and we're gonna keep transferring. It takes a minute, but you keep talking.
Yeah, well, Sarah.
it was hard for me because I was like, oh, like yeah, like Optimus Prime's like the like old wise one.
Mhm.
You know, I'm a knowledgeable person, but he is like the fun, goofy one, and I like that. But like I could never indefinitely say like one of them was my favorite. It wasn't until like the later ones, and honestly, I haven't seen the movies in a while, so I forget. But it's like a set of two of them. They're like best friends, and those two are my favorite. They're just
Mm.
mean and shitty, and I like their shitty comments. We'll get to it, but those are my favorite.
That
Wow,
makes
like
sense.
you like the mean, shitty ones? Shocker.
I
So
know,
so
but
you and
yeah, I like
Kevin.
essentially, yeah. Apparently, my husband. But yeah, I just never got into like the main characters. Like it was those side characters, the comedic relief ones that like I really like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like some
That
of the
make
most memorable lines in this movie even were said by, the side characters, and I remember those more.
I will agree with that. Yeah, we'll get to some of them, but um let's so the director was Michael Bay, and Michael Bay is known.
Explosions.
Yes, explosions, exactly. So I mean, that's pretty much Michael Bay in a nutshell. Um, any other thoughts on Michael Bay's like direction in this movie, or is that basically all we can say about Michael Bay?
Listen,
I mean, I will say he got the camera angles right on Megan Fox. He did real good at that.
I mean, yeah, I guess they knew what they wanted to do with Megan Fox's role in this movie.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I mean, that's the whole thing though, is like dumb as it sounds and how industrial it sounds. Like she was clearly put there for a reason, to be the girl that knows about car things and for the boys to drool over. It was just, it
mhm.
was, if it wasn't her, it was gonna be somebody else, you know what I mean? And how quickly did they change her up from this one to the third one? Like so quick. So, you know, there's always the girl.
Mhm. Yeah, the it popular girl.
Hmm. Yeah, and again, like you said, with Shia LaBeouf, like that time, this like was his what catapulted him into like foreverness. But like it was the same thing with Megan Fox. Like at that time, she had been doing small roles up until then, But like this was like then she had this and Jennifer's Body and like everything else, and so it
Yeah.
was this movie really catapulted a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it
That fucking song.
catapulted Shia LaBeouf so much that he got his own song about him. Because you can't run from Shia LaBeouf.
I was not aware that was a thing.
Yes, it is. I would play it, but I don't want to get copyrighted, so we're just gonna leave it. You should look it up after this.
I will.
um Shy surprise. No, but I mean like Shia LaBeouf, again catapulted by this movie, and he worked at least enough for the movie. I don't know. That I don't have much. Like there was no like depth to his character necessarily, but like
Sam Witwicky?
not I mean like the depth that I got obviously was like that his whole family is involved in this. Maybe that's just what
I
enough
don't see how
for the
you didn't get
movie.
the death. They literally started his character with like, my grandpa was like this fucking guy with
Yeah,
his
I
treasure
get
glasses. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe it's just like I didn't really gel with the character. So I don't know.
I just don't. You know what? It's because Shia LaBeouf is a frat boy and you're not, Jake.
Yeah, that's probably it. Although some people would disagree on that and call me a frat boy. Although I am a frat boy, but I was in a nerdy fraternity, so that's the difference. Um, no, I don't know. I
Just
like
as you keep going, Kevin, I just keep. It's bigger. It's bigger than the car was. Like, how? What is happening? It lights up. Okay, still. Okay. Awesome.
I think this is the most entertaining part of the podcast is Kevin fiddling with the Transformer car.
I think Kevin is entertaining himself very well. Yeah.
Listen, I just wanted to live through all of that with you guys. Listen, okay, here's the thing. The writing on this is not fantastic, but it's good enough to where like like there is a reason that they are going specifically after Sam Witwicky, right? They're specifically going after Shia LaBeouf's character, right? Because his grandfather has the glasses, and they know he has the glasses because he posted it on eBay, right? So like,
Ladies man.
ladies man, right? Oh my gosh, so funny.
So good.
So like, there's just enough of like, it's not just like random, like Shia LaBeouf is crazy and therefore got chosen, right? Like it's intentional as much as it's like silly intentional. It's intentional, right? And like,
and it's interesting is the thing.
right,
Like I
right,
liked
and
it,
like,
yeah.
so like he
Because
gets,
it's just
but then
funny to
they,
think about this old guy being like, the fucking Iceman, Iceman. They're like, okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
and like, yes, and like everyone around him is so ridiculous, and like like his friend who they go to the party at the lake and he climbs the tree and just hangs upside down from the tree. Like it's so ridiculous and like,
So
but
funny.
it's so much like a like typical hero journey of like call to action, right? That like this person would never, like this is a person trying to like sell his grandpa's glasses to make a profit, right? And like
$30.
right, like because of that, like he gets drawn into this like big battle, and like yes, it's silly, yes, it's stupid, but like it just works for me, and I'm just like,
And if you look into it too, like, I mean, it is a progression story for him and his character too. Because like at first, like, I mean, he went to this lake where there was going to be this party, and his friend was like, "Are we invited?" And he's like, "Doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's public lake, right?" And like, he's too scared to talk to this girl, and then like, you know, then he ends up the hero, and then like the whole line that Megan Fox says, like, you know, or when he says like in 50 years from now, you don't want to wonder what it would be like if you didn't get in the car. Like he's like growing some like balls, and it just shows like his journey. So like it is a good movie, Jake. Go fuck yourself. So
right, and like the way Megan Fox gets drawn into it too is like she's just there, like he's like kind of chasing after her because he's into her, and like she
baby,
just ends up being like there with him, and then like they again, like it's not amazing, but like they give her something to do when she's driving the tow truck around, because there's so many future movies where like
Fair.
they're just running and doing nothing. Like she's actually like, oh, like I worked on cars, I know how to drive a wrecker, so like actually hooks up Bumblebee and like actually does something. So like
yeah.
it's just so
It's
good.
it's probably just the writing,
so good.
honestly, that's like making me not gel with the characters. So
Have you
I
seen the
don't know.
newer ones, Jake?
No.
Okay. Oh, this will be a fun little exploration for you then.
Yeah, I get to watch a bunch of movies that I'm not gonna gel with the writing at all. Good.
In the third one, we get female Michael, so you'll enjoy that.
Female Michael.
Yeah, that's the girl that replaces Megan Fox.
Okay, so a British woman. Okay.
Yep.
Ah, all right. Perfect. All right. I mean, do we want to talk more about Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf, or do we just want to move on to the other side characters? I mean, I don't have much more to say on what I've already said, to be honest, on these two.
No, and I would just say, like, I mean, this movie is clearly marketed towards nerds. And like I remember, so Jake's probably too young to remember this because he was a child at the time. So back in the day, VH1, when they were an actual network, they used to have like a series, and it was like, I love the 80s, I love the 90s, I love the 2000s. And so when they recapped the 2000s and they got to Transformers, like all of the nerdy comedians were like, for the love of God, please do it again. It didn't work out when they did it again. However, like this was marketed at nerds like us, and at the time, we loved it. Like it was like it was just so fun. Like it was someone who's like a like weird kind of outcast like us, and like gets to be the hero, right? And like gets the girl, and like
That's fair. That's fair.
you know, like it's the fantasy that we all like live in our heads, and like it was just so fun. It was so fun. Maybe you had to be there, Jake. Maybe you just
Yeah,
had to be
maybe
you had to
it's
be there.
just maybe it's just watching
I
this
just-
movie 17 years too late, and like I think that's probably it, honestly,
I
guys.
got my Halloween. I'm starting to put my Halloween stuff up.
Fun.
I mean,
I've got my Halloween tree up. Fuck yeah.
you should have Amber and the kids go someplace else and then like light some Halloween candles and just like leave them next to flammable curtains or something.
All right. Well, back to Transformers. I will say the lines that I cracked up the most on were Anthony Anderson's lines, because again, another actor that was big at the time before he went into television, where his character is introduced, he's the hacker, and just the fact, like, one of his first lines is, "Shut up, grandma, and go drink your prune juice." Like, what? That was really funny to me. He was probably the funniest character of the movie for me.
Honestly, that is, besides "fuck you, Kevin," that is going to be my new tagline. Shut up, Kevin. Go drink your prune juice.
Oh, that actually works.
My grandma doesn't like anyone on her carpets, especially the police.
My favorite. That's my favorite line.
Him in the interrogation room too, about like, we got to stay strong, and then immediately as soon as they walk in the room folding, hilarious.
Yep, it was her.
I ain't going down for you. It's so good.
Right. And like,
and then eating the entire plate of donuts.
Eating the entire plate of donuts.
Right. You can't do it
with that content.
Right. You can't do it, or if you don't touch them, you're guilty. It's just so good.
Right?
So I ate them all.
And like, let's take a moment to appreciate again. It is not good writing that like this Australian girl is able to sneak like top secret classified information out of like a US building to her friend. Listen, that part horribly unrealistic. However, they just keep going with it. And so you don't have time to sit there and think about like, wait a second, they would let her out. Like she just does it. And then like, we're on to the next scene. So like, I do appreciate that part of the writing.
Yeah. Something I did also want to talk about. We also have the police in this movie who, again, trope of movies around this time is that the cops are incompetent. And just like,
is that a trope though, or
is that a trope of that time, or is that just a truth of reality?
Yeah, maybe it is just reality, but like, at least
my friend, one of my best friends is a retired cop. This is just a joke. Don't get angry at us.
It's not. He talks so much shit about you behind the scenes. It's disgusting.
Oh my God. Okay, well, no, I mean, just in terms of movies, it just seems to be a trope, and like, I don't know, just the fact that the head officer, the police captain, the fact that he gets like these teenagers basically force him to strip is weird, and just like, oh my God. And then he gets peed on by a transformer. So yeah, that happens.
I love him. He's just such a funny actor. Like he's just so funny. His delivery on things is just hilarious. And also the other guy, I can't remember his fucking name, but he plays Arwen in Sweet Life.
Sweet Life. Yes, I knew it. I do get that reference.
I was just like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, damn, that is my childhood.
And that's where it is though, is like there's Kevin, and then there's me, and then there's Jake, to where like I am in the bridge between both of you. So like,
I did not watch Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Yeah. I do not know which character you're talking about. I don't.
He played the janitor. He's hilarious. Yeah. But yeah.
Sweet Life, Wizards of Waverly Place, Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, all the stuff your kids now probably watch on Disney Plus.
Yeah. No, that was so long ago. My kids now are in second grade. They don't even know that exists. Wizards of Waverly Place was Selena Gomez or Demi Lovato?
Yes, Selena Gomez. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Demi Lovato had her own show that was not as good.
Yeah, that was Sunny with a Chance.
Yeah. I never got into, so.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one either, but they said Wisconsin in it, so I was like, oh, okay.
Listen, she's sorry, not sorry. Moving on.
She's not.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah. So I mean, anything else to say on the cops?
I think they're hilarious. I mean, I think a lot of the cop part was like just that head guy. He's just such a big name. He's so comedic in just little mannerisms that I think him alone is why they put him there, was just because of him and his name, his reputation. Like otherwise, I feel like if it was just some Joe Schmo, it would have been like, oh, the cops. Like,
Right. I mean, and again, I also like this movie because like this is the one where his character is the funniest, right? Like where his character works the most, because in future movies he does not, right? Like this is the one where like he's the most like put together, because he just gets to be like real messy in the future.
yeah, you'll see. Yeah, he gets real fucked up.
Yeah, he becomes a whole mess, but like he's actually like some of the things that they say about like there is no Section 7, right? Like some of those like back and forths are funny.
Yeah, it's all the little things, and like that's just going back to like the simplicity of it. Like you didn't need a lot of constant stuff, like just a little banter. If it was said right, it was good, you know. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Who else? Others. The parents. Hold on.
Oh yeah, the parents.
You cannot tell me, Jake, that you did not like the parents. The parents.
The parent.
I thought it was awkward for the mom to ask if Shia LaBeouf was masturbating. Like what the
That is
What?
that is what moms do. And if you want to call it Sam's happy time, then we will come up with a code word, honey.
It's so funny. It's so funny. It was when she was like Sam's happy time.
I just loved how she was, just her mannerism. She's like, there's people in the yard. They're pulling up the bushes. You better not touch my bush.
Yeah, I forgot about the parents.
The dad constantly being afraid of earthquakes and like disappearing into a safe space and leaving everyone behind.
I will admit the parents were good. The parents were good.
Hilarious. He takes Sam to the Porsche dealership at first. Like he's like, no, I'm not getting you a Porsche. Like it's just
that is my type of parenting. Just this beautiful car, drive right past it.
Right past it.
Top tier. And that is 2007 parenting, Jake. You were a little baby then. That is the parenting style of our generation.
Yes. The parents are so funny. The parents stay funny to me too. Like in future, like some of the other characters go a little overboard. I still think those parents are hilarious in the future.
Oh, the mom. The mom is my favorite. I love her.
Okay, so. At least there's that to look forward to. All right. I mean, we can talk more about the Transformers. I mean, I don't know that there's too much else to discuss with this movie. I mean, I was waiting for Megatron to show up because, like, I'm like, okay, we're going through this whole movie and Megatron still hasn't shown up yet, and then he finally shows up.
Because he's frozen, and they kept him frozen.
Because it's the Iceman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. NBE1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have him frozen. The other Decepticons bust him out. It's Starscream and Bone Crusher. They're all like military vehicles, which I think there's some kind of funny commentary going on there, but whatever. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this movie also has stakes because Jazz doesn't just die. Jazz gets ripped in half.
Yeah, that was at least one Transformer dies horrifically. Right. So
like future movies do not have this level of stakes of like oh shit, right? Like they all come back from the dead constantly in the future. It's like a little silly, but like this one is like I love that they end up in a city. We'll take it to Mission City and hide it somewhere in the city. That's a terrible idea. And who's like the general who's like, yeah, let's do that. I'm like, you're gonna take it into a populated city? Why would you do that? Why would you take the battle into a populated city?
Because the writing's bad.
So dumb. But like, so great. Just so great. Mission City is not a real city. They can destroy it. It's fine.
Right? Yeah.
They just made it up. It's not real. It's like an amalgamation of like Vegas and LA and New York and Chicago, like all mixed into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody likes anybody in Chicago anyway, so.
Okay, then.
I'm
I
sorry
can
to
say
all our
that I'm from
Chicago
there.
fans.
It's true. Like, it's even the football team sucks. So like,
All right, well, we just lost anybody that's listening from Chicago.
no,
Congratulations.
see, that's the thing is I am from Chicago. I
Right,
love
that's
my
why
Bears, but there is no hope there.
well, there's hope in Mission City because Shia LaBeouf uses the cube, the Allspark, to kill Megatron.
Yeah. I mean,
The good guys win in Mission City. So like Mission City's obviously not Chicago.
Well, because I remember, I think I watched the second one. Like, that's the only one I watched in full, and I don't even remember it. Megatron obviously comes back, right? Like, from the ocean, and
Yes.
I don't think we should talk about that on this podcast.
yeah, we can wait. But I don't
But yes,
know.
I mean, there's obviously going to be like people are
Does
like.
he come back? Does he come back
descending.
in the next one or the third one? I forget. Listen,
I don't
Listen.
even remember. So
the important thing is we get the colorful good guy Autobots, just like doing everything to protect humans, right? Because we've got like Ratchet, who's like yellow because he's the EMT, right? We've got Red, Optimus. We've got yellow Bumblebee, right? We've got these cool, colorful, like a little bit like friendlier looking, and then you've got like the sharp, jagged silver.
the designs were really good.
And they fight it out, and those good guys win. They lose somebody along the way, but they win, and they win with the help of the humans. It's so good.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like that's us? And then like we lose Cameron on the way every time.
Cameron. Yeah, Cameron's gonna get ripped in half. That's him going pre-merge every time.
Free final battle, Cam.
Every time. But at least we make it to the end.
Right. And yeah, the good guys win. And again, this is another one of those movies that's like from the era too of like, you didn't get a franchise, right? You got a movie, and if your movie did well, you got another one. So like, they didn't write it to be a continuing story. They wrote it to like have a fun Transformer movie where the Transformers fight each other and the good guys win. And like, that's exactly what we got. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially where it goes, because you get these first three, and then you get all the new shit. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing now? There's dinosaurs.
These three, you get the Mark Wahlberg ones, which I think there's 2 of, so I think that's 5.
And then you have the Rise of the Beasts that came out like last year, and Bumblebee.
And then you get Bumblebee.
One? Oh, I didn't know that.
Bumblebee with Haley Steinfeld. Bumblebee with Haley Steinfeld is really good.
I do like Haley Steinfeld, so
I'll have to watch. I didn't know there was a Rise of the Beast one. Okay.
And then there is a Beast when I didn't watch it.
and then Transformers 1 comes out.
I'm excited.
Fall.
I'm excited to watch Rise of the Beasts and discuss it with you all because I haven't seen it. It'll be a surprise.
We could watch. Is that one we're going to cover now? That's something we could watch in person together if we stretched it out that long.
That's true. I mean, we'll see how far we get. We can definitely try to cover all of them if I can make it through, but I'll try.
You just have to enjoy.
Always just do Jennifer's Body. That also has Megan Fox in it.
You just have to accept that the movie is Michael Bay Explosions Part 2, and just enjoy the explosions.
Maybe I just need to turn my brain off.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we just need to get some guy with fire hands or fire dick or whatever you want to do. Just throw him in there.
Yep, yep. The fire dick. Yep.
Look, he's gonna fucking laser us to death. Jesus.
All right. I mean, are we giving scores or like, I mean, are we just holding off till we watch the second one and then just doing our normal?
I'm giving it an A++.
Yeah, I would put this one at 1. I do like this movie a lot. So
Okay, well, I'm giving it a C because this is just not my favorite, but like it has good stuff in it. But yeah, a C seems pretty accurate for me.
it's good.
I
It's just
would
a good
give
movie.
this, I mean, in fairness, I would give this like a B.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm just so surprised that, like, given because I believe what Pirates came out before this, and like you really enjoyed that, and like a lot of the humor in there is just like very like cut and dry. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like it's funny, like, but I do also understand it because you are a diehard like Marvel fan. You know what I mean? Like it. You know what I mean? Like that's you're always going to compare it to that. So
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. And I'm late to the party, obviously.
Well,
I never got into Transformers initially, and so I think that's
maybe
probably the problem.
maybe when we drag you into Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast, you'll become the proper nerd who is into Transformers like you should be.
a well-rounded. There you go. Yeah.
See, yeah, I need to expand my nerddom. So that was the point of doing this. So for anybody that is mad that I just shit all over Transformers, you know, maybe my mind will be expanded as we go. So
Yeah, speaking of
I believe
shitting
you.
on, I would like to say, don't forget to come and watch our roast that we're going to be having next
Yes.
week of
Yes.
Ryan Neil Wayne. I cannot wait to shit all over that kid.
Oh, poor
Why
Ryan.
stop at him? Why only him? I'm gonna shit on a lot of you.
I was going to say, Kevin, do you know you're the first one I wrote jokes for? So
Of course. Of course, the married couple has to write jokes for each other.
just to be clear, he's taking my last name.
Why would I do what?
I'm not
You don't
changing
even
my
have a
name.
last name. Your first name is Pirate. Your last name is Sarah. Like what?
You don't even have a last name. I'm going with it.
Yeah, so that's happening, and you know, everything else is kind of holding off for a couple weeks. So that's what's happening. Oh, and there will be a special Survivor Vanquish podcast talking about the fans versus favorites 5 mini that just happened this past weekend. So
Yeah,
kind of
check
giving
that out. A lot of reality stars from various TV shows came and duked it out in a game of Survivor. Check it out.
A lot of survivors made it, and they showed no mercy to the fans this time. Right?
Yeah,
like there's
the fans
there are
In
times
between and in the auctions, if you enjoy Jake and Kevin and Cameron shitting on me in the in-between moments during the auctions, Kristen and Shane just shit on me the entire time there too, saying I can't play. So
I was
a good
modding, so I was in the rooms. Now I got to go back and watch because I will absolutely appreciate all of those.
Yeah.
it's a good time.
I was in the comments, kind of trying to follow the comments more than anything else while I was trying to listen to conversations. But
I'm going to tell you, that's where the party's at, is at the comment section.
That's how kind of our friendship started. So, and then yeah, just like and subscribe to us. We would really appreciate it. It's pretty easy to do, so just click that subscribe button.
Do it.
Yeah,
You don't want to miss any of this. It's so much fun.
You really
I just
don't.
sit here and make fun of Sarah. It's great.
Awesome. For free, yeah, even better at my expense. Awesome.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, share, turn on notifications, all that.
Yep. So with that, so yeah, we will be back for some more stuff this week, especially our roast, and next week we will have Revenge of the Fallen, I think. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see you all next time on the Tribe of Nerds.
Like
Kevin
Sarah.
sucks.